EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From perpetually sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, it's live opening round coverage of the WM Phoenix Open. It is called the People's Open. Enthusiastic crowds have been the norm. 700,000 fans expected through the turnstiles this week. As we check the early leaderboard, we've got a tie at the very top at 4 under to this point. We'll get out to the action here as we pick things up on the par 4 6th hole. So, Frank, the tour has left Pebble Beach, where we were last week, with its subtle grace and time-honored traditions. And now we've got a whole different set of traditions here in Scottsdale, as you well know. Our featured golfer played well last week up in Monterey, but now this is going to be unlike anything they have ever seen, don't you think?
Hey, this is a totally different animal, and I choose that word wisely because Pebble, you have those rolling and the undulations, the weather to contend with. You could argue that TPC Scottsdale's a little flatter. It's a little easy to get at. It's a scoring paradise. And just the electricity that the fans provide. This is just a tournament. It's a don't miss. Good shot. Safely on the green and a birdie chance.
This is an 11-foot putt. Oh, yeah, that one on line all the way. It's in for a birdie. And he'll move to 3 under here, just one shot off the lead. The weather down here in Arizona, picture perfect here in the month of February, but come August, we know that'll be a much different story. Still, Frank, apart from keeping your focus and embracing, we'll call it the festive nature of this event, what is the key to really being successful here at TPC Scottsdale?
The truth, Rich, really is trying to adjust because everybody talks of the elevation here, which is about 1,500 feet above sea level. So on a normal day around 75 degrees, that's about 5% you'd adjust. But in these cold, crisp mornings and also later in the day, that drops to about 3%. So the players that have played well here are very aware of how much that affects their iron play. Their irons go a little shorter at the start of the day. They go, they go a little further in the middle of the day, and then they drop down again in the afternoon. So constantly adjusting.
No, that is into the larger of the 2 bunkers around this 7th green. Now from the bunker.
Just a little splash out on this par 3.
Yeah, look how quick that was. Very difficult to get that to stop, even out of the sand, and that races right on by. Got it there, but not quite on target. That one in. It is a bogey here at the 7th. And that's going to drop him to 2 under. Up next, the 475-yard par 4 8th. It's a slight dog leg left. Ideally, you want to shape a right to left shot to catch a downslope on the fairway. But watch out for the 2 bunkers on the left. Par from there would be a big ask. And that will do just fine. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. I like the looks of this one.
That's a good shot, and more importantly too, a green in regulation, so birdie chance.
This from about 10 feet. Okay, right on line. That's a birdie here at the 8th. Finishing up the front side at TPC Scottsdale with the 453-yard par 4 ninth. Avoid the 2 bunkers down the right-hand side. Then players have an open approach to a green with a ridge bisecting it. He just keeps motoring right along. Another good tee shot right there. Second shot coming up, and we say hello to Iona Stephen.
It's 125 yards left to the hole. Pin in the back right portion of this green.
Good shot. Safely on the green and a birdie chance.
Yes, well done. It's a birdie to move to 4 under now on the day. Par 4 10th hole. And Frank, do you think players should consider cutting the corner over that large bunker along the right side?
Well, in years gone by, Rich, that's exactly what they were starting to do, and consequently they've sort of put in a few new bunkers really to stop that avenue or access into 10. Really, the easiest way to play it is just play it down the left side, leave yourself in. If you want to be brave, be prepared that if you miss, you'll find a bunker.
Boy, a good round going here on this Thursday, and that another fine effort off the tee. That pin in the front right quadrant of the green today as he stares down his second. This one looks right on point.
That's a good shot, and more importantly too, a green in regulation, so birdie chance.
10-foot putt left. Well done. That one rolled in for a birdie. Boy, the rhythm is definitely there today. Another wonderful tee shot. Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay III.
143 yards left to the hole. Would not surprise me a bit if you were to stick this one close.
certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. Oh, that's how you do it right there. The approach misses the target, but the putter coming through from off the green, and that is a bit of a surprise birdie. So this a successful day's work. Frank tied for the lead after day one.
We look at that leaderboard, Rich, and it's always nice to see nobody out in front. So it's just like an absolute pack. So I'm curious to see what happens over the next 3 rounds.
So that'll do it for my partner here in the tower, Frank Nobilo. For Nota Begay, Iona Stephen, and all our crew, Rich Lerner saying, we'll see you next time on EA Sports PGA Tour. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From the Sonoran Desert and always entertaining TPC Scottsdale, it's live second-round coverage of the WM Phoenix Open. It is known as the greatest show on grass, and it has lived up to that moniker through the first couple of rounds as we take a look at the Friday leaderboard. On top is the Norwegian Victor Hovland. He's currently at 8 under. We'll get out to the action here as we pick things up on the par 4 6th hole. No problems there. That's going to wind up safely in the fairway. Right side of the fairway here for this, his second.
Good shot. Safely on the green and a birdie chance.
Oh, yes, indeed. The line there, perfect. It is in for a birdie. And coming off a 64 in yesterday's round 1, he'll move to 1 under here today. On to the par 3 7th, 215 yards from that back tee box, Frank.
This hole hasn't really changed. Still has that V-shaped green where it's very narrow in the front. A high-flying shot in here that carries that front edge, and you'll find the further and further you go back there, the more receptive and that green starts to widen.
Okay, a friendly bounce there, and that will make its way onto the putting surface. 15 feet away. That one just going to sneak on by. Okay, that one finished off for a par, and he'll remain 1 shot back. Frank, the par 4 8th, this is a good hole.
It is a dog leg to the left, forces the player to go at the right, and this will play every inch of its yardage, which is over 470 yards. Green's still pretty much the same with that false front, unless there's a flag position in the front. You're really going to have to fly it at least 20 yards or so into that green. Otherwise, that ball is going to run towards the front.
Yeah, nothing to fault there. Good balance, good follow through, and a good start to this hole. PGA Tour moves back to California next week. We'll be at Hogan's Alley in Riviera Country Club just west of Los Angeles for the Genesis Invitational. Frank, we go from hysteria to history.
Oh, you do, yeah. Humphrey Bogart's tree on the left side of the 12th hole is still there, and it's still a feature. A huge sycamore tree there that kicks the odd ball away from the green. It's good. The whole golf course is in a sort of a bowl, so you get these swirling winds. I know they've tried to renovate the golf course over the last few years. It's actually made the fairways a little wider, but another straight-up test. I mean, the West Coast swing, you really have to bring your game.
Let's bring in Nota Begay III for a look at birdie.
And this is one where you just got to keep the hands and the wrists quiet and get it started online.
Okay, good roll there. It is a par here at the 8th, and he's going to remain one shot off the pace. Here at the par 4 9th hole, Frank, what's the strategy off the tee?
Well, there's one bunker down the right side that you have to be very wary of. 325 yards to carry that, so it's very much in play, and just over 290 to reach it. Ideally, you have to go left about that down the left side. But really, this is a second shot hole because this green is not very deep.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. So he may need to choke up on this one as he gets set for his second. So we'll tidy that up for his par, and he'll remain in red figures at 1 under. So after a wonderful Thursday and Friday of golf, our featured player is only a shot back at the end of day 2.
The end of 36 holes, but the beginning of the weekend, Rich, which, I mean, it's going to be exciting to say the least. Can they go all the way this week?
So that's it for us. For Frank, Nota, Iona, and our entire crew, Rich Lerner saying, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on EA Sports PGA Tour.